death trap around here sometimes. So let's test the fuel system. Don't drop it. All right. Fire extinguisher just in case. Let's prime the fuel a little bit. Wow, there's a leak. Nothing. I'm getting no fuel pressure. I don't know. I don't feel very confident. Oh, fuel pressure went up. Nothing. Right. Woohoo! Alive! Ah! Oil leak, oil leak. Jeez. Well, it runs. We have transmission oil cooler leak. But hey, it's alive. All right, I finally got it running. It's a great feeling, I tell you what. So it's been about 20 days since I last did a post. Yeah, I'll go through what I did during that time. So I had to do fuel system and wiring. So I started with the fuel system. So the old tank was looked pretty rough on the outside, but I did a camera inspection inside and it was actually pretty clean. So I thought I'd better, well, it's going to be easiest to use it because it has brackets and everything. So I cleaned it all up, gave it a bit of prime, bit of paint, all the rest. Now it didn't have technically a return line. I've used that as a return line. It originally came from the overflow pipe here, so I've got to put a line to that and a T-junction so that can still work. I might have to put a one-way valve on that. But anyway, yeah, I bought a whole lot of AN-6 fittings, one of those kits on eBay. And someone suggested that I use a surge tank. Now I know they're designed for maintaining fuel pressure when you're going sideways. So I don't think I'll be going sideways in the bus, but I thought that would make sense that this tank is not suitable for pressure, I don't think. But anyway, I built one anyway. They're really quite cheap. Got an extra pump and built it out of a extrusion frame, welded it up, mounted it just in the inside there. Now, one thing about AN fittings, make sure you get the right length because you can't really undo them. It's really hard to undo them once you've tightened the ends on. You end up snapping the aluminium. Plus they scuff up pretty quickly if you keep on messing with them. I did have a pressure regulator and I will put that back, but as you'll see, when I was trying to start it, I had the fuel wasn't getting in the right place and it wasn't reading anyway, so I removed it and actually swapped those fuel lines around. They will be mounted properly. I just got a bit excited and want to get it started. Yeah, I think that's the fuel system sorted. So wiring. So yeah, thanks to Dan Scotty, I think he calls himself, not his real name. He produced my harness. I got it a couple of months ago. Awesome harness and really good after purchase support. He got me going on the weekend, walked me through some of the issues that I was facing. I had a grounding problem. I also forgot to get the PCM programmed correctly. Anyway, these things aren't fully mounted yet. It's all working. The grounding problem was this. This is a metal box, and I had it bolted through the floor, but it obviously wasn't good enough. So, as Dan Scotty suggested, I run a straight to negative from there. That solved a lot of problems. I also got an BA NA harness for this motor because I had a gas motor. It was actually quite tricky putting it all on, though, because it's not actually logical, because the coil cables aren't sequential. You've got 4 here and then another 2 come up here from different part of the harness. All the injection plugs come up from the bottom. Thing is, all the plugs are unique, so you can't go too wrong. I didn't actually use a reference, but I managed to sort of rule out. It took me a day. And then I started working on the harness made by Dan Scotty and ran it down from the fuse box here, and battery, PCM, under the car, down the chassis, and all the way to the front. And Dan gave me a diagram schematic for the dash, and I just welded up all the wires. He had color matched them perfectly. It was pretty straightforward. So you got to wire up the accelerator pedal. It's now all tucked away there. It's all been heat shrinked. I gutted this car all electricity, so I had to run a new power to the front. That took me a while to work out that the loom didn't actually have power to the front. It had triggers to the relays, but no power. I used the old ignition barrel. That's just the light. Ignore that. Yeah, so are there other wires that I will use for indicators and high beam and what have you, but that's all got basically wired up. Yeah, it only took me 3 attempts, I think. I will put the dash back in my new refined housing. I think now with this flat straight across the top, you will see all the warning lights. What else? Oh yeah, so when I first thing I forgot that you have to program the PCM. Dan helped me out there, sent one in the post. In the meantime, I started reassembling the front end with fixing the brakes back on, reconnecting the steering. I've rebuilt all the brake cylinder, repainted the brake pedal, or I manufactured that whole accelerator housing. There's nothing to bolt it on, so I've made all that. I got a new brake flask for brake fluid. I've got to mount that. I spent a whole couple of days building a connection cable between the trans shifter and the trans, but it wasn't reliable. I joined two stock ones together. It was really quite complicated actually, and I ripped it all out, and I'm getting a hydraulic one that's 10 foot long. It's cost about $200, I think. So that should be coming next week. And yeah, I'm really close to driving it. I'm gonna have to book it into a dyno, so make sure it drives well. What else? Oh, because I had a few leaks when I started it the first time. Fuel and the transmission cooler. I must check my transmission fluid, which is probably a bit low now. Yeah, anyway, I think that's it. Thanks again to Dan Scotty of Facebook Marketplace, who made my loom. He saved me heaps of time. I think my next build's going to be the truck, and I'll do it again. I'll just get someone to make my loom, because it'll take me months, I reckon, to work it all out. So, yeah, it's the way to go. Highly recommend it. Yeah, I'll be on the road real soon. Not for Christmas. The missus has booked another holiday. The bus won't be ready. Anyway, yeah, but I'm looking forward to driving it. Next episode, I'll be doing, not burnouts probably, but doing some driving anyway. All right, cheers. Thanks for watching.